Last month, I took a break from London and fly back to China for 6 weeks. Even though I was born and raised here in China, it never really felt like home to me. But coming back this time, I realized something has changed. I think I've found what I've been looking for in a place I least expected. And this is a story about a girl and her journey to find home. Maybe it's because I was born adventurous, or maybe I just wanted to break free from my family, of which I wasn't close to when I was little. I left China at 15 and moved to Europe all on my own. And it has been 10 years of me living away from it. And also 10 years of searching for a sense of home in different places. Growing up with multiple cultures, there's always a lingering feeling of being lost. The feeling of belonging to everywhere but also to nowhere. As much as I enjoy London, there's a part of me that feels like an outsider. And this feeling has gotten stronger in the past 6 months. I've been thinking about the possibility of moving back to China for a while now. A year ago, I wouldn't even think about it at all. Because I really thought I've outgrown this place. I'm so used to the weather, the scenery, and the lifestyle here in London. Going back would basically mean I have to learn it all over again. But I feel like I have been rejecting going home for too long. I've spent 10 years in another continent speaking another language, learning about other people's stories and lives, and I forgot about my own. I have been thinking, maybe it's never about a place itself, it's about me. Before leaving for China, I promised myself that I would keep an open mind to it. I set an intention to be open to new experiences, get out of my comfort zone to meet more people and have more interesting conversations. Funny enough, that is something I've never done before.
Deixa que o amor invade a porta da tua casa. Deixa que o carinho seja o beijo de uma flor. Deixa que o amor invade a porta da tua casa. Deixa que o carinho seja o beijo de uma flor. Desde pequenino que eu sei que o amor é cura, amolece a dor e ingratidão. Desde pequenino que eu sei que o amor perdura, basta ter carinho e compreensão.
不好意思，导游在喊话。
Deixa que o amor invade.
Walking through the narrow alleys in the neighborhood where my grandparents used to live, the area that holds a lot of my childhood memories has quieted down a lot. In Chinese, we have a word called 人情味, and the closest English translation to it is human warmth. Being back home, I felt a strong sense of warmth and togetherness from my family and friends. We take care of each other and give support to one another when in need. And that is something I don't experience that often here in London. There are clashes of differences and disagreement, but in the 6 weeks, I found peace in recognizing I have the ability to define myself on my own terms. In some ways, I would never be Chinese or English or European. I would never truly fit into any groups or have their full lived experiences. And that was quite liberating. Because the lack of clear external identity pushes me to be intentional in grounding myself from within, through my values and my relationship with others and the world. One thing that becomes apparent to me over time is we don't get to find our people by sitting around and do nothing. It requires us to walk out of our comfort zone and actively engage with the world around. Whether it be traveling, participating in sports, or exploring hobbies, when we courageously do the things we love, we give room for our true selves to thrive and expand. We become connected to the world and a community of people that share the same values and passions. And that's what creates communities and true belongingness. One of the most impactful ways I've found to connect with myself and others is through learning. Acquiring new skills, especially those that centers around creativity, not only enables self-expression, but also opens up opportunities for meaningful connections. And this is to introduce the sponsor of today's video, Skillshare. Creating content, especially of my own kind, require a lot of time spent in crafting stories. Because even though they come from my lived experiences, there are many ways that I can improve on in order to make them more interesting and engaging. And I've been using Skillshare to learn about different aspects of video storytelling. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives, with thousands of classes led by industry experts across film, illustration, writing, and many more. I'm currently taking the storytelling in film using cinematography to convey emotion by Joe Simons at the moment. And I love the fact that they set out projects so that I can put what I learn into practice. The process of learning and creating brings us closer to our true selves and to those who share our passions. So if you're interested in learning and expanding your creativity this summer, you can check out my link in the description box below, and then the first 500 people to use my link will receive a month of free trial of Skillshare.
Turn the key and cooler on.
Coming back to hometown can be a strange experience. In these 6 weeks, I've reconnected with a part of me that I left behind many years ago. There are moments where I still felt out of place and misunderstood. But in the journey through it all, I've made friends and mended relationships. I've also gained new perspectives as I learn more about the place and the people that raised me. I've come to understand that home is not a specific location, but rather it's a feeling of being seen and celebrated for who you are in a community of people who share similar values and purposes. I belong to nowhere, but that also means I can belong to anywhere.